All of you guys here for our third annual breast cancer conference, and it's all Allie. This is all Allie. She is amazing. So I wanna spotlight her at the very beginning. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Bobby Lord. I'm the executive director, and I have the best job in the entire world. And I work with the best staff. So thank you guys for coming. I do just want to do a shout out to Intermountain Health and the Park City Hospital. They were amazing, and they completely sponsored the venue and all of the food. So we're so grateful for that. And I'm grateful for you guys to all come. So definitely, I don't think Chelsea is here. She's the event coordinator, but Charles is in the back. So make sure you tell him thanks. He's the one that's recording all of this so that we can watch the keynote speakers later. So thank you, and I hope you guys have a great time.
Thank you, Bobby, and thank you all for being here. I just want to say thanks to our exhibitors and our amazing presenters that are here today. They are some of the most passionate people that I have met in their fields, and I am just so honored to have them here and really excited for you all to have the opportunity to connect with some of them, learn from them, and they have a lot of great things to share. So I want you to know that you're here with a lot of people that love and care about you and are here to support you in whatever way you need. So please do take the opportunity to visit with our exhibitors that are out in the hallway, and then as well as our presenters. So thank you, and thank each of you for being here, for being brave. I know this isn't an easy topic to talk about, and especially in a room full of strangers. So I applaud you all for being here, for yourselves, for your partners, and for people that you support in your professional realms. So thank you all for being here. Before we get started, I just want to make a few notes. Our agenda, if you'll take a look, is kind of broken down into general sessions and then breakouts. So in this room is where we'll have our first 3 presenters. We'll break for lunch, and then we have an amazing panel. We have 4 survivor thrivers who are so brave and willing to share their stories, as well as 2 of our experts that are presenting will be on this panel. And that will take place from 1 to 2:30, and then following that, we'll have breakout sessions. So some of you will be staying in this room, and then some of you will be going next door, but we'll cover that when we get to it. Please know that your wellness is priority above anything that we're doing in here. If you need to step out, if you need a break, if you want to just take a walk, if you need to go to the bathroom, please just do so quietly. And all of these topics are completely optional. As with everything at an Image Reborn retreat, everything is voluntary. So don't feel like you're a prisoner held here, but we hope that you are able to participate and engage and know that your presence here matters. Whether you're sharing a piece of your story or asking a question, or you're just here listening, your presence matters and it affects all of us. So thank you for sharing your energy with us. And what else did I want to say? Oh, also, please know that people are being very vulnerable here, and they're willing to ask these questions, so no judgment. Of course, I think that goes without saying. Let's leave certain political or religious beliefs at the door for today. We're here to talk about a very specific topic, which is sex and intimacy and body image after breast cancer. So thank you for holding that safe space and being a good friend to those around you. Without further ado, I'd like to announce our first presenter, Dana Levy. She is the Executive Director of Survivor Wellness. And for those of you who know Survivor Wellness, Image Reborn always is referring all of our ladies that come to retreats to seek out Dana and her amazing team of support at Survivor Wellness, because they offer ongoing services that are very beneficial. So they have support groups, they have Reiki, massage, yoga, all sorts of wonderful resources there. And Dana is the most delightful person. She has quite a background. She spent some time in Japan as a yoga instructor. She is black belt. Was that right? Let's see. 2nd degree black belt in aikido. And she does yoga for a lot of different cancer survivor groups, including at Survivor Wellness. And so she is here to help us connect to our bodies and be present here in this moment and get us ready to absorb and listen to all the amazing material that we have coming forward. So Dana, please come on up.
Live up to now. Let's get this mic on. Now everybody has, sorry, I'm not supposed to talk till I have this on. Ooh, I did that. Good. Okay, I'm used to talking really loudly, but now apparently I can whisper. Thank you, Allie. Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Image Reborn. And thank you all for being here. So no pressure now. I'm going to use my notes. Is that okay? Yes. I usually make things up. Welcome to all who are here. Thank you for choosing to participate in today's conference. Thank you for bringing yourself to this space to listen, to learn, and to connect. In this welcome meditation, let's call it a meditation if that's okay. And you can use another word if that's more comfortable for you. But in this welcoming time, you're free to participate as fully, as much, or as little as you'd like. Just like Allie said, you are the creator of the conditions for your own comfort. Does that make sense? You are the creator of the conditions for your own comfort, knowing that we're in a group. I was sitting here talking with Jane, who's one of the presenters, and we were saying, what are we doing in the front row? What are we going to do when we have to go to the bathroom? And we agree that everyone has to go to the bathroom at some point. So when you need to get up and step out, or you need to kind of drop out and soothe yourself or nurture yourself somehow, know that that is available to you at any time. And actually, that's available to us at all times outside of this room in our daily lives, right? I'm assuming that everyone here has been impacted by cancer to some extent. And somewhere along the way, there may have been times when you felt that you couldn't do that you didn't have the opportunity, the knowledge, or the wherewithal to find a way to soothe yourself, to find a way to step away, to gather yourself so that you could re-enter renewed. Some of the things that I'd like to do today are offerings for you to take away with you that you can then apply in your daily life. Does that seem like an okay thing to do today? Okay, great. So as we begin, take a moment to look around the room and see who's here. Yes, that's right. I'm going to ask you not to pay attention to me. Please take a moment to acknowledge with soft, open eyes the faces around you, the open faces, the hesitant faces, the love-filled faces, the faces that are maybe a little hesitant or have a bit of doubt in them. And then see also the bodies here. The bodies here, all of us have been impacted in some way by a diagnosis, by the things that have happened in our lives, acknowledging that as we sit together in this room as well. Acknowledge also the spirits of everyone who is gathered here. Allie used the word energy, and that is something that is uncountable. It's very hard to define, and I, as a practical-minded person, don't always love it. But I'm going to say, what energy do you see or feel in this room right now? Anybody want to shout a word out? Hope. That was a good one. What was it? Jesus has arrived. That was amazing. Know that we're surrounded by those who may be familiar and those who are not yet known to us. I'll say that again, those who may be familiar and those who are not yet known to us. Know that we're here to create a sacred space for listening, for learning, and for connecting. Seeing one another, acknowledging one another, acknowledging one another, thanking one another for being here together. So I'm going to ask you to do some things that might seem a little bit ridiculous. Bear with me. Is that okay? You already have permission to drop out or stop or say no at any time. So if I asked you for your wallet, would I get a yes? Right, good. So you all are skilled in saying no. I like to check before we do ridiculous things. So the first thing I'd like to ask for you to do is think of something that makes your heart smile. I'll say it a couple times as you think into this. Think of something that makes your heart smile. How does that feel? Okay, good. Good job, first step. So I know we all just ate. So let's take a moment just to be, what can I say? Take a little stretch, maybe. Is everybody comfortable with that? Maybe a roll of your shoulders or a stretch of your arms. Maybe just checking in with your belly to see how much you ate. Still eating, please don't hesitate to. And just so you know, I'm going to ask you to do more things than just stretch, so be prepared for that. If you'd like to, you could stand up. I have a hard time sitting still. And there's a reason for that, thanks, Allie. And you know you can sit down at any time, right? Because I'm going to ask you to greet a new face. And I'd like for you to greet a new face without any words at first, which means we go back to that, seeing the room and acknowledging the other folks who are here. So once again, I am not the center of attention now. You are going to find another individual with whom you can find a connection. And I'm taking away your words. So see who you can find. Even if they're not seeing you in this moment, can you create a connection with someone else in the room and greet that new face? So awkward. You all are wonderful. Okay, so now just to break that discomfort, did anyone experience discomfort? Yes, excellent. This is good practice for all the vulnerable things that are to come, right, Allie? So now I'd like for you to take the opportunity to actually greet another person. Go ahead and find someone you haven't met before. You're welcome to get up and move around the room. Someone you haven't met before. This whole table in the third row is all Survivor Wellness. You're not allowed to talk to each other. And this is the part everybody loves, like, yay, I get to connect with somebody. As you connect with that person, hold on, one more instruction. If you would like, please share with them the thing that makes your heart smile. And if you don't want, you can just say, I'm going to think about the thing that makes my heart smile for a moment as I'm standing here greeting you. Okay? Off you go. Thanks for waiting. I just said, it's so fun.
I'm also taking pictures and All right, you have 30 more seconds. We have 30 more seconds to close up this greeting and separate.
When you're ready, come back to your place. Ten more seconds. 9, 8, back to 9, 3, 7, 6, 5, 4, back to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done, everyone. I see some beautiful connections to others here. Those who were familiar and those who now have become familiar to us. Well done. There will be other opportunities, right, Allie, for everyone to meet and talk. Okay, super. How was that? Okay. I see a lot of smiling hearts. So now we have another practice, because you've noticed that we're going to have you've heard there's going to be some uncomfortable points for today. So you're welcome to do the next activity seated or to stand up. It's really simple and it's not embarrassing. No one can see what you're doing. But I'd like for you to place your feet on the floor so that the whole sole of your foot's in contact with the floor, and also be able to sit in your chair. And I know if you don't have the super long legs of a giraffe, you may have to slide forward in your chair. And what I'd recommend is sliding forward in your chair so you're sitting on the front edge rather than leaning on the back comfortably. Let's be a little uncomfortable. Push your chair back a little bit, sit on the front edge, get your feet on the ground, please, and then press your feet into the floor. So that means you may have to adjust. You can adjust at any time. If you decide you'd like to stand up, feel free to stand up, because standing up you may feel more powerful. Because the practice we're doing right now is to ground you and help you find some power. So can you find some power in your legs as you press your feet into the floor? And you might even imagine that the muscles of your legs are sort of hugging your bones of your legs, right? And can you feel your hips pressing into the seat as well? And the reason I'd like for you to, as you sit on the front of the chair, is so that you're not leaning back and opening up your hip joint here. Your hip joint is right here, not up here. It's where you bend, right? Can you find a bend? This means sticking out my butt. This is getting recorded. Can you let your hips go back a little bit so that you have a nice fold right here? You could even stick your fingers into this spot where your legs meet your hips. So that as you lean forward, you're not leaning forward from your back and crouching over, but you find it's almost like your fingertips are getting sucked into that little crevice there, right? And then can you sit up gently, keep that crevice, you might feel like you're arching in your back, and press your legs into the floor. Do you feel like you could even elevate, like lift up off your chair a little bit with that power? You're welcome to try it if you'd like. Or you could stand up and try sitting down with that feeling. The chairs have wheels, so be careful. I saw Kim looking at me like, Dana, you crazy girl. This is like elementary school, right? What does that feel like? Does anybody want to share what that was like? Because? Okay. What else? Empowering? You felt sturdy. Did anyone else feel sturdy with that? Okay, good. And then in the back, you had a word or something. It's trust. Nice. So we have two words, empower and trust. Words are like menu items at a restaurant. When I say the word empower, you go, empower. When I say the word trust, you go, trust. I understand it here, but right now you have an experience in your body of power or feeling empowered. And you may have an experience of trusting yourself, that you can support yourself. Is that true? Good. Make a note. Take this home with you. Do you need the instructions again? Press the legs into the floor. Use your muscles to hug the bones. Make sure you're not leaning back in from your hips, but that you have an actual seat. Practice this. Why not? What have you got to lose besides somebody pulling the chair out from underneath you? Right. exactly. Do you see where this could go? This could go all the way down into squatting. It can help you get up and down off the, in the bathroom. It can keep you from plopping into that chair when you're tired or you're 95, because I'm assuming everyone here is going to look to be 95. Okay, thank you for trying that. Take that away with you, please. Should we do something else? Should we do another one? Okay, let's do this one. This will be another great embarrassing one. Is that okay? Notice your breath. That's not embarrassing, is it? Yeah, there you go. Just notice it. Don't do anything fancy. You're breathing already. You're just noticing it, that's all. You were already breathing before I asked you to notice yourself breathing. Notice that as you breathe, as we breathe in two directions, as my teacher says, in and out, both directions. So nice. Maybe a little bit disconcerting if you're not accustomed to paying attention to it this intimately. But also possibly soothing, to take the time to notice and be aware that you're breathing. As you breathe, maybe you notice parts of you moving as you breathe. If you're comfortable, you can put your hand on a part that you notice moves when you breathe. And explore also, I love it. Is it? We're going to stay there, stay with that. But you could also put your hand on a part that might move. Usually our whole torso is kind of a container. You could think of it like the interior of a bronze statue. In Kamakura in Japan, there's a large bronze Buddha that stands unhoused outside. You can walk inside it and be inside the hollow bronze statue. It has these two doors on the back where your shoulder blades are that open up to allow hot air to come out because it sits in the sun on sunny days and gets very hot inside. But if you could imagine the inside of your torso is like that hollow bronze Buddha, and that it could move in all directions as you're breathing. You don't have to pay attention to me when you're doing this. It'll work better if you pay attention to yourself. If there are places where there's not a lot of movement, or you think there could be some movement, maybe take a hand there. Do you notice places where you hold or you harden? Are there places you can soften a little bit more to allow some movement? This may seem familiar, and it may also seem not yet known to us. So this is something else that we could practice. Notice now collectively the room is inhaling and exhaling. So by extension, that awkward thing I was going to ask you to do in the pink sweater is now take other parts of your body and allow them to move with your breath in the same rhythm and timing. So if you're shy and hesitant, you don't want anyone to see, you could hold your hand under the desk, and as you inhale, you could open your hand, and as you exhale, you could close your hand. But if you're the big show-offy person, you could inhale and raise your arms up and exhale and move your arms down. Or you could make yourself really big and spread out without hitting someone beside you. And then you could exhale and make yourself smaller. So we're doing modern dance now, right? Remember, we talked about the opportunity, I didn't say it, but we'll say it now, the opportunity to feel discomfort. Giving ourselves the opportunity to be uncomfortable by trying something different. And nobody in the front row is going to stand up and try that. As you breathe, could you breathe up and down vertically? And you could demonstrate that. I'll demonstrate it by inhaling. I'm going to think upwards, and exhaling downward. You could try the opposite as well. They might have different effects. You could try side to side, widening and narrowing. You could try forward and back, sort of deepening. So ultimately, we kind of become like the wardrobe in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. All right, bring yourself back to the room again, because everybody was deep inside themselves. How did that feel? Awkward is a good place to start. Is it useful? Could you use this at some point in time? Could you pinpoint to yourself a time when you might use this so that you, like in your daily life, when you could use this practice? Okay, so now you have another takeaway, right? How am I doing, Allie? Oh, good. Okay, this next part is for Jane. Would you be my partner? Okay, so we can do it across the table. Wait, no. Do you mind? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. Can you come up with me? Okay, so everybody, this is Jane. I just met her. But we've been in touch for a really long time, so I'm super happy to work with you. So if you would like to do this, you'll find a partner, someone known to you or someone unfamiliar to you. And we're going to practice support. So there are a few ways to do it. And folks from Survivor Wellness have seen me do this in support group. It's called a support group, and all we do is sit around and talk. How do you get support without actually feeling support? So let's do this one. I'm going to hold my hands out with the palms up. I'm also going to practice a little bit of that grounding. My knees are soft, my ankles are soft, my hips are soft, my belly's soft. And then Jane, would you be comfortable to lay, yes, your hands on mine? What did you all think I was going to say? Softening your ankles, your knees, and your hips, and maybe letting your butt stick out a little bit. I know, standing right in front of people. And then softening your belly. And I'm doing the same things I'm telling you to do that. Oof, that was really nice. And then letting our elbows be heavy. Yeah. And our shoulders be heavy. Yeah. And letting our throats be soft. Yeah, eyes soft. Earlobes. Chest. And letting your hands, Jane's hands, the giver's hands, become heavy and be supported in mine. So I'm going to give a little more support by lifting up. And Jane isn't pressing down, but how heavy can your hands be? For your hands to be heavy, your shoulders can be heavy. Your elbows can be heavy. Allow yourself to feel support. Nice. Then we'll take a breath, bring ourselves back. Whew. How was that? It's okay?
It's really great.
It was wild.
I felt it.
Really?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to waste the time. We're going to exchange and practice, but how about finding a partner and trying support if you'd like? And if you're a little bit shy, find someone you know. And if you're that extrovert, find someone you don't know. Want to do the other? You want to be the supporter now? All right, so I'll remind, everybody's going to talk. I don't need to tell anything. So soft ankles, soft knees, soft hips. Yeah, almost letting our butt stick out, right? Do you feel how then your belly can relax? Shoulders, elbows, throat, chest, hands, shoulders, earlobes, face. Receive support, give support, not hardening, not through tension, without collapsing. Yeah.
The hands feel really heavy.
Yeah. Thanks. That was great. Good job. Thanks for letting me call you up here. When you're ready, you'll switch. You can see the room. Okay, I have 5 minutes left. Um, does anyone want to, because we're Americans and we like to share, does anyone want to give like a 10-second, 3-sentence summary of their experience? Or if you're really skilled, you could do it in 1 or 2 words. Lisa, is that a raised hand?
I was just going to say, Roberta, I could tell I wasn't relaxing my shoulders.
Okay.
I have a lot going on in my life, so I'm tense, and she's like, relax those shoulders, and she could feel once I actually was trusting her, I guess.
Okay. When you trusted her, did you feel different in yourself?
Yeah.
Did you trust yourself? Take that skill home. You don't have to have a living partner. It helps. But you can always just take a moment in the middle of that day before you give a presentation to lean on something. And I think what I saw also beautifully was that nobody collapsed. You were still full human beings, not giving up. You were able to maintain yourself and stand in your own space as you gave and received support. Somebody else had their hand up, yes.
It felt good to first give and then receive it back. I felt like I was just so comfortable and just following.
Nice. Felt comfortable to give and then receive. And then with awkward, was there anyone for whom, boy, this was really awkward? Bravely raise your hand. Good. This is not necessarily something that we all love, right? So if it was awkward for you, then that's another exploration. And there may be a time in your daily life when you can use this. So the last thing we'll do is connecting to ourselves one more time. So if you'll bring your attention, as you're comfortable, to yourself once more. You could soften your gaze or close your eyes if that's appropriate, with a breath in and out both directions. And recall the reason that you are here. The impulse or the need that brought you to today's conference. Perhaps you came out of joy or curiosity, sorrow or grief or loss, confusion or dissonance or discomfort, a sense of duty. Perhaps you came for someone besides yourself, or for some other reason. Sit with that reason. Sit with that reason that you're here. Notice there may be feelings or emotions that arise. If you feel robust, like you're trusting yourself in this moment, take the time to explore the feeling or the emotion, knowing that you're in a room full of friends, colleagues, and those who are willing to stand and support you. Ask those feelings, those emotions, what they're here to teach you. What are the feelings and the emotions here to teach you? What can you learn from them? There may not be an answer right now, but as you pause and listen for a reply to that question, you may hear something deep inside. A tiny voice, a butterfly of a thought, or a caterpillar of an emotion creeping to the surface. Acknowledging it, hold it gently and lovingly. Befriending the power of that emotion and the reason that brought you here. and then thank it for bringing you here. With a breath in and out, both directions. May the ears of our hearts be open. May we listen. May the eyes of our hearts be open. May we observe. May our words come from our hearts. May we speak clearly. May we listen for our needs and the needs of those around us, those who are familiar and those who are not yet known to us, the needs which are familiar, the answers which are not yet known to us. May this lead us to clear, powerful, loving experience in this day. With a breath, in and out, both directions. Welcome to Rise and Reignite, bringing yourself present. With a smile in your heart, may you have a wonderful conference. Thank you, everyone. Please take these practices home. This was not just for show. It's not like a magic show, right? Take some of this magic home with you.